Have you ever felt like you didn't belong? Have you ever walked into a room full of people and still felt alone? Today, we'll follow the story of a quiet boy named Sam. He's poor, he has no friends, and every day at school feels like a battle. But deep inside, he has a dream. Will his life ever change? Let's find out. Hello, and welcome to Lingo Bloom, where we learn English through real and powerful stories. Get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let's begin this journey together. Sam was a quiet boy. He was 12 years old and in grade 6. He lived in a small town with his parents and his little sister, Lily. His house was old and small. The roof sometimes leaked when it rained. There was no computer, and sometimes they didn't have enough food. But Sam never complained. He helped his mother cook, and he helped his father fix things around the house. He loved his family very much. Sam's parents worked hard. His father was a cleaner at a supermarket. His mother stayed at home to take care of Lily. They didn't have much money, but they always tried to smile. Sam wore old clothes and shoes that were too small for his feet. Other children sometimes laughed at him. That made Sam feel sad. Every morning, Sam walked to school. It took him 20 minutes. He walked alone, holding his old backpack. The other kids took the bus or came in cars with their parents. When Sam arrived at school, he went straight to his seat. He didn't talk much. He was shy and nervous. He didn't want to say something wrong. Sometimes, when he tried to speak, other kids laughed. So he stopped trying. During lunch, Sam ate alone. He sat at the back of the cafeteria with his lunchbox. His mother usually gave him rice with eggs or noodles. Some kids had sandwiches, juice boxes, and chips. A few of them looked at Sam and made faces. One boy, Jake, always made fun of him. "Why are your clothes so dirty, Sam?" Jake said one day. "Did you sleep in the trash?" The other kids laughed. Sam looked down at his food. He didn't say anything. His heart hurt, but he didn't want to cry. After school, Sam didn't go to the mall or play video games like the other boys. He went home, washed dishes, helped Lily with her homework, and did his own schoolwork. Sometimes he read old books he borrowed from the school library. He loved to read about space, robots, and big cities. One day, Sam's teacher, Miss Emily, noticed him sitting alone during lunch. She came to him and asked gently, "Hi, Sam, are you okay?" Sam nodded. "Yes, miss," he said quietly. "You're very quiet in class, but I see your homework is always good. You're smart, Sam," she smiled. Sam looked up. No one had said that to him before. He felt something warm in his chest. "Thank you, miss," he said. Miss Emily smiled again. "If you ever want to talk, I'm here." That night, Sam thought about her words. "I'm smart," he repeated in his mind. "Maybe I can do something good." The next day, things were the same. Jake still teased him. Other kids still laughed. But Sam remembered what Miss Emily said. He started to write in a small notebook. He wrote stories about space and dreams. He wrote about a robot that had no friends, but one day became a hero. Sam didn't share the stories with anyone. Not yet, but he felt a little better when he wrote. The stories made him feel strong, even if no one else could see it. One afternoon, as he waited in line at the school canteen, Sam saw a girl drop her food tray. Everyone laughed. Sam quickly walked to her and helped her pick it up. "Thank you," she said, looking shy. "I'm Mia." "I'm Sam," he replied with a small smile. That was the first time in months someone new talked to him. That evening, Sam sat in bed and looked out the window. The stars were shining. He thought about Miss Emily, about the robot in his story, and about Mia. Maybe things could get better. Maybe not tomorrow, but someday. And for the first time in a long while, Sam smiled before going to sleep. Life continued, slow and simple, for Sam and his family. Their house was small, just 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, and a bathroom. The paint on the walls was fading, and the old wooden floor creaked with every step. But to Sam, it was home, a place where he felt warm, even if they didn't have much. His father, who once worked as a carpenter, stayed home now. An accident many years ago had left him with a weak leg, making it hard to work full-time. Still, he never complained. He fixed chairs, tables, broken doors, anything around the neighborhood for a small fee. Some neighbors gave him food instead of money. He always accepted with a smile. His mother spent her days cleaning, cooking, and looking after the house. She was gentle and quiet, always humming old songs while folding laundry. She never bought anything new for herself. If she had 10 coins, 9 would go to Sam's school and 1 to buy rice. Sam knew they had little. His school uniform was old and a bit too short. His shoes had small holes, but he walked proudly. Inside, he held a quiet strength. He studied hard, stayed polite, and helped his parents whenever he could. But school was never easy. Most kids didn't talk to him. Some called him names, poor boy or rag kid. One day, someone threw his lunchbox in the trash. He didn't cry. He just picked it up, cleaned it, and sat alone, eating quietly. But not everyone was cruel. There was a girl named Lily. She sat next to Sam in English class. One day, after seeing his torn notebook, she gave him a new one. "You can have this," she said. "I have too." Sam hesitated. "Are you sure?" She smiled. "Yes, you're always kind. You helped me last week when I didn't understand the homework." It was a small act of kindness, but to Sam, it meant the world. That night, he told his parents about Lily. His mother smiled softly. "There are still good hearts in the world," she said. Every day, Sam woke up early, helped his mom wash the dishes, and then walked to school with his head held high. Even when his backpack was too heavy, or when it rained and he had no umbrella, he never complained. He had a dream to change his life and his family's life. He didn't know how yet, but he believed deep in his heart that if he kept learning, if he kept being kind, something good would come. And so he studied, listened, asked questions, and read every book he could borrow. Sometimes at night, when the lights went out because they couldn't pay the bill, he lit a candle and kept reading. His father would sit nearby, fixing a broken fan or an old radio, and his mother would sew torn clothes by hand. They didn't have much, but they had love. They had hope, and they had each other. That was the start of something new. Sam was now in grade 6. Time passed slowly, but he was growing, not only in height, but also in heart. He still wore the same old shoes, now with more stitches than seams, and his school bag had one broken strap, but he carried it proudly. One day, something unexpected happened at school. An announcement came during the morning assembly. "Next month," the principal said, "we will hold an English speech competition. The winner will receive a scholarship for 1 year." The word scholarship made Sam's heart race. That night, at the dinner table, he told his parents. "A speech contest?" his father asked, surprised. "Yes," Sam nodded. "If I win, I'll get a full year of school paid for. I want to try." His father looked thoughtful. "You've always been a quiet boy. Are you ready to speak in front of everyone?" "I'm scared," Sam admitted, "but I want to try." His mother smiled, her eyes soft. "Then we'll help you prepare." Every evening after dinner, Sam stood in front of his parents and practiced his speech. His dad helped him with pronunciation, even though his English was not perfect. His mom clapped after every try, whispering, "You're doing great, Sam." The topic of the speech was my dream. Sam knew exactly what he wanted to say. My dream is not only for myself, it is for my family. I want to become someone who can help others. I want to build things like my father, care for others like my mother, and speak with hope like my teacher. I may not have money, but I have dreams. And that is something no one can take away. Sam wrote every word himself. He memorized it. He whispered it on the way to school, while washing dishes, and even while falling asleep. Finally, the big day came. Students filled the hall. Some wore new clothes and shiny shoes. Sam wore his cleanest shirt and a nervous smile. When it was his turn, he walked slowly to the front, his legs shaking. But when he saw his parents standing at the back, his father holding his old cap and his mother wiping her eyes, he felt strong. He looked up and began to speak. His voice, small at first, grew louder with each sentence. He spoke with truth, with heart, with hope. When he finished, the room was quiet for a second, then filled with applause. The next week, the results were announced. Sam had won. Tears filled his mother's eyes. His father gave him a hug, strong and silent. From that day, things started to change. Teachers noticed Sam more. One gave him a used laptop to help with schoolwork. Another invited him to join a free weekend class for science. He joined, eager to learn. Lily, his friend from before, cheered him on. "You were amazing, Sam," she said. "You inspire me." Even some students who once ignored him now said hello. Sam didn't grow proud. He stayed kind, helped others, and studied harder. He started to believe, really believe, that his life could be more. When Sam entered middle school, everything felt bigger. New buildings, more students, harder subjects. But this time, he didn't feel small, not like before. He walked through the school gates with his shoulders a little straighter. He still wore second-hand clothes, and his shoes were still patched, but there was something new in his eyes: confidence. On the first day, Sam sat alone in class, flipping through his notebook. A tall boy with curly hair sat beside him. "Hi, I'm David," the boy said with a friendly grin. "New here too?" Sam nodded. "Yeah, I'm Sam." David leaned closer. "Want to eat lunch together later?" Sam smiled. "Sure." It was a simple moment, but to Sam it meant the world. Making a new friend without fear was something he never imagined before. In middle school, the challenges were tougher. Math had more rules. Science had more experiments. English had longer texts. But Sam was determined. Every night, he studied under the dim light in their small living room, while his mother prepared meals for the shop and his father fixed broken fans or radios for neighbors. One evening, after finishing homework, Sam asked his father, "Did you ever want to do something different when you were younger?" His father paused, then said, "I wanted to be an engineer, but I had to work early to help my family." Sam thought for a moment. "Maybe I can be one." His father looked at him, pride shining in his tired eyes. "I think you can, son. You really can." School life kept moving. Sam joined the science club. He didn't have fancy tools, but he had ideas. Once, he built a model wind turbine from recycled parts. His teacher was so impressed that she submitted it to a citywide student fair. Sam won second place. He came home holding a small trophy. His mother hugged him tight. "This is just the beginning." she whispered. Sam also started helping classmates who struggled in English. He didn't feel smarter than anyone, just more willing to try. One classmate, Nora, said, "You make it easy to understand, like a real teacher." Sam laughed. "Maybe one day I'll be one." One day, a guest speaker came to school, an engineer who had studied abroad. He spoke about solving real-world problems, building clean energy, and helping villages get electricity. Sam's heart lit up. That night, he told his parents, "That's what I want to do. I want to bring power to places that don't have it. Just like we had to live without a fan in summer, I want to fix that." His parents nodded. "Then that's what you'll do," his mother said. "Just keep walking. Don't stop." By the end of the school year, Sam had made new friends, joined 2 clubs, and earned a scholarship for science. His teachers began to talk about him with hope. "He's going far," they would say. Still, some students teased him. His clothes were old, and his lunchbox was plain. But Sam didn't break like before. He didn't cry. He just smiled. One day, a student said, "Why do you always wear the same shoes?" Sam replied calmly, "Because they remind me how far I've walked." Everyone went quiet. David clapped him on the back. "That's deep, man." And so, Sam's world slowly grew, not in riches, but in meaning. He wasn't a millionaire, not yet, but his mind was rich, with dreams, knowledge, and kindness. And the boy who once sat alone in the corner was now someone others looked up to. As time passed, things slowly started to change for Sam and his family. One afternoon, while sitting in the small kitchen, Sam's mother brought up an idea she had been thinking about for months. "I want to open a small food stall," she said softly, her eyes hopeful. "I've always loved cooking, and I think we can try selling food to people in the neighborhood. Just something simple, rice and soup, maybe some noodles." At first, Sam's father was unsure. "We don't have much money to start something like that," he said. But after a few weeks of saving, and with some help from kind neighbors who lent them second-hand pots, pans, and a foldable table, Sam's mother finally opened her little food stall in front of their house. It wasn't big, but it was full of heart. She cooked with care, and soon people from the neighborhood started coming back again and again. The warm smell of soup and fried garlic began to fill the air each morning, and Sam loved helping his mother before school. He would wipe the tables, set up the chairs, and sometimes even serve food. This new change brought more stability to the family. They could afford better meals, and Sam even got a pair of new shoes, his first in years. He was proud to wear them at school. At school, Sam was starting to feel more confident. During English class, his teacher asked a question, and for the first time, Sam raised his hand to answer. He spoke clearly and got it right. The teacher smiled and said, "Well done, Sam." Some of the students clapped, but not everyone was happy with his growing confidence. There was a boy named Jake. He had been one of the more popular kids at school. He noticed that more teachers were giving attention to Sam, and even some of the students were talking to Sam more. Jake didn't like this. One day at lunch, while Sam was eating alone, Jake walked over with his group. "So you think you're smart now?" Jake said with a sneer. Sam looked up, surprised. "No, I don't think that," he said quietly. Jake smirked and knocked over Sam's lunch. "Oops," he said, walking away. Sam sat still for a moment, staring at the spilled rice and soup on the ground. His chest hurt, not just from the bullying, but from the fear that maybe he didn't belong here after all. But then, a classmate named Mia walked over. She knelt down and handed Sam a napkin. "That wasn't fair," she said. "Don't listen to him. You did a great job in class today." Sam smiled weakly and nodded. Her kindness meant more than words. That night, at home, Sam told his parents what had happened. His father looked upset, but his mother gently placed a hand on Sam's shoulder. People can be unkind when they feel afraid or jealous. You don't need to fight them. Just keep doing your best. Be kind. Be strong. Sam went to sleep thinking about her words. The world was not always fair, but maybe he could still shine in his own way. Even though things were getting better, Sam knew the road ahead would have its bumps, but for the first time in his life, he wasn't afraid to walk it. Years passed. Sam studied hard, never forgetting the struggles his family had faced. His mother's food stall continued to do well, and his father sometimes helped when he wasn't fixing things in the neighborhood. Sam focused on his studies, and by the time he finished high school, something amazing happened. He was accepted into a university in the city. Not just any university, a well-known one, with a full scholarship in engineering. It was the happiest moment of his life. On the first day of university, Sam stood in front of the large campus gate with a small bag and his mother's packed lunch. The buildings were tall. The students around him were dressed in stylish clothes. He felt small again, just like that first day at his old school. But this time, he wasn't afraid, only curious. Classes were hard. Most students had better laptops, spoke English more fluently, and seemed to understand everything so quickly. Sam felt behind, and sometimes he sat in the back, quietly taking notes and watching others answer questions confidently. But every night, he studied more. When others rested, he reviewed his notes. When he didn't understand something, he asked questions, even if he felt shy. Slowly, his grades improved. Professors started noticing him, and some classmates began asking him for help. Still, there were new challenges. Some students looked down on him. One day, during a group project, a classmate said, "Maybe someone else should do the calculations. You're probably not good with numbers." Sam stayed calm. He said, "Let me try first. If it's wrong, you can take over." He completed the task perfectly. The group was surprised. From that moment, Sam began to earn respect. Outside of classes, he worked part-time fixing electronics. The money helped his family, and he saved what little he could. He also volunteered at a local center that taught basic science to children from poor neighborhoods. When asked why he did it, he said, "Because I used to be like them." In his final year, Sam created a small project, a low-cost water purification system. Simple materials, easy to build. His professor was impressed and submitted it to an innovation contest. Sam won second prize. A local company offered to help him develop it further. One day, he returned to his hometown to visit his parents. The small food stall was still there, now a bit bigger. His father gave him a hug that lasted a long time. "You've made us proud, son," his mother said, tears in her eyes. Sam smiled. "I just followed your example. You never gave up." As he walked through his old neighborhood, some kids recognized him. "Are you the one who made that water system?" one asked. "I want to be like you." Sam knelt beside the boy and said, "Then work hard and believe in yourself, even when others don't. That's how I started." He had come a long way. From a lonely, bullied boy in torn shoes to a strong, kind, and smart young man building a better future, not just for himself, but for many others. But his story wasn't over yet. It was just beginning. Sam's story shows us that no matter where you start, with determination and hard work, you can go far. And just like Sam worked hard to build his future, you too can grow by learning English step by step, every single day. Remember, every new word you learn is a step toward your dream. Thank you for watching and practicing English with me. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more English stories and practice. See you next time. Keep learning, keep believing. Take care, and see you in the next video.